Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Disney Pins Night Live. This is actually our fifth episode, and tonight is very special. We have lots of friends here tonight. We are going to be talking about some of the highlights from the virtual pin event that we just had recently. Last week, actually, is the very first time that I believe Disney does that. So it's new for, I want to say, all of us. And before we get into what we thought about the pin event, I'm just going to have everybody kind of introduce themselves and talk about their channels and all that good stuff. So I'm going to start with Luke. So if you want to introduce yourself, talk about the channel, the floor is yours.
Hello, everybody. My name's Luke Antunes. Over at my channel, it's just my name. I do lots of pin stuff, unboxing, reviews, and some vlogs. So great, glad to be here tonight. Excited to talk about pin stuff with everybody.
Awesome. Well, thank you for accepting our invitation or my invitation. And then we also have Sara and Rocky from SavageDisneyPins.
Hi, I'm Sara.
And I'm Rocky.
We are SavageDisneyPins.
And we talk about Disney pins and everything else Disney on our channel. We do lots of unboxings, cooking expeditions, park videos, you name it.
All right, awesome. Yes, thank you again for accepting my invitation. And for the very first time on Disney Pins Night Live, we have Jess from Dizney Jess.
Hi, I'm Jess. Obviously, my channel name is Dizney Jess, and I just do a lot of Disney pin content. I do some crafts, especially with the holiday season. It's how I've been dealing with quarantine, is making things, and some subscription box unboxings, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, well, again, thank you so much for accepting my invitation. I'm so excited about tonight's stream, but I want to say hi to everybody in the chat. Oh my goodness. Hi, Ryan, the Frog Prince blog. Thanks so much for joining us. Kat over at Perfectly Cat. Jamie from Jamie's Disney Kingdom. Mary from the Siskateers. We have Christian and Michael from MCdorksPOP. We have Disney Mertz. Thank you guys, everybody, for joining us. This is our dream. Jeff and Angela, thanks so much for being here. I am just so excited. And we were all talking backstage before the live, and we were all just kind of starting to discuss the pin event, and we're like, oh my gosh, we need to save this for the stream because we all have a lot of excitement and opinions about all of this. So should we get into it?
Let's do it.
All right. All right. So first, has anyone been to a pin trading event before, whether it's an official pin trading event by Disney or like something unofficial, like a club or anything?
I've been to a pin trading night. I went to the Ariel one this last year.
Okay. And how was that? Was it what you expected it to be?
It was actually kind of overwhelming.
Okay.
It was so much going on all at once, and a lot of the people in there take their pin trading very, very seriously. And it was a little overwhelming, but good. I mean, I really enjoyed it. It was just a lot.
It's funny. I see at McDorks, we have not been to a pin trading event. We're such fake fans. We were just talking about you guys backstage. I was like, are you guys familiar with MCdorksPOP? Because I'm finding myself now saying fake fan all the time. Like I was telling the guys that on my video today, I was saying how I haven't seen Emperor's New Group just yet, and I called myself a fake fan during the video. So, oh my goodness, that was too funny. But
okay, well, we are fake fans too over here. We've not been to a pin event in person before.
Oh, I thought you were going to start talking about the copious amounts of Disney movies you haven't seen.
Oh no,
that's what I thought. I thought that's what you were going to talk about too, Rocky.
Me, fake fan.
Yeah.
So yeah, me too. There's so many Disney movies that I haven't seen, but I feel like I'm slowly like trying to catch up. There's tons of Star Wars movies that I haven't seen. I still have only seen episodes 1, 2, and 3, but that is another story.
well, hold on. Episodes 1, 2, and 3, or are you talking about A New
4,
Hope?
5, and 6.
Yeah, Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi.
No, 1, 2, and 3 with like Anakin and
Oh, no.
No wonder you don't want to watch the rest of them.
Oh, look at Mary. So I have been to a couple of pin events before, or a few. I did Animation Celebration back in 2018. I did Fairy Tales in 2019. And like Jess said, it's definitely overwhelming once you're there because everybody takes their pins very seriously. And there's some serious like traders with like tons of books and books and books of like pins. And there's so many people and there's so much going on. So my very first pin event, which was Animation Celebration, thank God we went with a friend and she already knew the ins and out of the event. Otherwise I would have been a little lost because there's so much going on. But it's very exciting and it's like a whole day type of thing. For these pin events, they typically do 2 days. And it was really exciting. And which brings me to my following question. Were you guys thinking about going to the in-person event for the 20th anniversary of pin trading, or is that something that we decided after it was announced the virtual event?
Yeah, I was not going to be able to go. I mean, with my work schedule and stuff, like, and because that one's in Epcot, so it's a little bit, out of my reach. I know that out here they used to have some events, but yeah, unfortunately, I was going to miss it. So I was kind of excited that at least it was going to be slightly more accessible to me than it would have been otherwise.
Yeah, we were in the same boat as Luke. We wouldn't have gone if it was in Epcot. Well, Disney World anywhere, not just Epcot. But I've wanted to go to some in Disneyland. We're West Coast people, so it is more obtainable to us. But again, we're not close to either park, so we don't make trips revolving around pin events.
No, if it lined up because we were just in Florida.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beginning of September. Had it lined up, absolutely we would have gone, but no joy.
Yeah, but we don't generally plan our trips around events. We plan them when we can go.
Okay.
There's a big asterisk in that. If it's in Southern California, like the 90s night or Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween, we will absolutely plan for that, but we haven't planned for any
events.
But
not for a pin event.
Yeah, they do pin trading nights over in California also, right?
I think so, yeah. I've never been to one, but I'm pretty sure they do some like at the convention center or maybe on Disney property. I know they have smaller events, and like there is a large pin trading community in the Anaheim area. Like there was an event in like some like just random hotel, recently. I don't remember who was hosting it, but they do like smaller stuff too.
Okay.
Right now.
I see Disney merch so they we need to block the experience so he can like live it through us. So yeah, definitely. That's something that I really wanted to do because Jess, you said the same thing. You were planning on going to the event anyway, right?
Yeah. I usually can't go to the big pin event because I have a daughter who ice skates and she does what's called Showcase, and Showcase Nationals are in August. So we're usually like for the pets one that you went to. I was out in Seattle at an ice rink for a week. So this year she's between levels. So I was like, oh, it's going to be perfect. I can go. We're not going to be going to nationals unless we do a group thing. And then she's only going to have to be there for a day or two. And we have a cabin up in Maine that we usually go to around that time. And I convinced my husband that he could take all the kids and I would meet him there. And then COVID hit.
And you had everything planned and lined up just right.
Right?
Yeah, it's been a crazy year. I see This Or Dreams. They're asking, how do you find out about these events? Like, so I try. It's crazy because there's the Disney merchandise events website where they kind of post that, which is what we were like stalking to kind of see what was going to happen with the event. But then, pages and blogs such as Disney Pins blog, Ryan typically updates the page like super often. Bless you, Luke.
Thank you. Right. At least I got the mute.
So I would say that, right? I mean, what would you guys say? I would say the Disney events merchandise website and Disney Pins blog would be pretty good ones to kind of follow for that kind of stuff.
I'm in so many Facebook groups that the moment something changes with Disney and Disney Pins, it's like all anybody's talking about in the pin groups on Facebook. So that's really how I get my info.
I ask her.
Honestly, I look
He
at Mel's
doesn't, I tell
Instagram.
him.
I usually get it from a combination of Instagram, stalking the page, or Disney Pins blog, because I look at them all each day.
Yeah, I mean Instagram too. Like looks. I'm always posting on Instagram because I'm like, I feel like it. I like to share that kind of stuff, but also keeps me organized because I can go back and be like, okay, that's like my little journal to kind of see like what's like also like coming out. Mary said the same thing. I follow Belle at IG.
Yeah, right.
So,
That's all you need.
so I don't know about you guys, but I'm like really excited that I'm assuming that I already know the answer. I'm really happy that Disney still decided to go through with the event. Because with, like you said, with COVID happening and just the parks closing and all this madness, like I think it's still cool that Disney was able to accommodate the event. I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
I think like when they do merch sales or merch passes or prior to merch passes, Disney vastly underestimates how popular these things are going to be. And I don't think they have the technology lined up to match the demand because it's never easy, like hard to be successful to join it even.
Yeah, it's one of those that we'll kind of go into more specifics about the event in a little bit, but I do think that it's really cool that they did go ahead and offer the event this way. But like you said, yeah, technology is something that it really needs to play a big part in events like this, especially when there's so many people attending. And considering all the different glitches we've had with like Shop Disney and things like that. So when systems get like, I guess overcrowded with like people. So, but yeah, we'll definitely touch more on that. I just want to answer Jamie's question real quick about how many pins I have. It's a good question, Jamie. I don't know. You know what? I kind of lost count. I have to be somewhere in between 1,500 to 2,000, but that counts, my keepers and my traders. I am probably more than that. I don't know, but but it's something that I do definitely need to, kind of like count them and just kind of see what happens and kind of calculate how much I've spent on all these pins.
I don't know if you want to do that.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know, but
I've thought about organizing mine and trying to get them all like nicely put together in what's the pin website? I can't even pin picks, but like I can't even fathom starting that.
Yeah.
Well, and Pinpix doesn't have all of them. Like they're missing things. They don't update super fast.
Yeah.
Well, it's also user submissions too, right? With Pinpix. So like if you have a pin you don't find, you need to take a picture and put the FAC code in. So that sounds just like a lot of work.
Right?
Yeah, it's not user friendly either. If they had like an app that was like, just like different fields that you could like any other app where you could just, easily populate in between the fields, it's just super clunky and old. And I think it's like a free server.
An app where you could just scan a pin.
Like the Funko app where you can just scan your Funko Pops. Like, I don't know if you guys do Funko, which is like another, I guess, subject or topic, but you can just literally scan your Funko Pops and then it just goes into like your thing. And it's just so easy. So I wish we can do something like that with pins because it definitely
that's pretty cool.
help. Yeah. Now, question. This is something that we talked about backstage. So how many devices did you guys use to try to get tickets for the pin event?
I only used one.
No, you tried 2 laptops
No.
and your phone.
No.
I had my phone on like next to me in case anything went wrong with the one that I was using, but I just used my laptop.
Yeah. So for me, so I did my phone, I did my laptop, I did Dirk's phone, and my brother-in-law's laptop. So we had 4 devices going at the same time. Wow. My phone got in first. So, and then second was my laptop. But Dirk's phone and my brother-in-law's laptop got in like way later, which I don't understand why, since we all kind of came in at the same time. So we both got tickets. I got a ticket and Dirk got a ticket too. But yeah, I mean, It was crazy because I remember that last year and the year before, the tickets for the pin event sold out so quick. So I was really nervous that being that it's a virtual event, that like you, Sarah and Rocky said, that now is more accessible, and even Luke, now
Yeah.
people that were not necessarily planning on going to Florida, now you have the opportunity to do this. Because for someone that lives overseas, coming to Florida for that is just going to be so expensive between like plane tickets and just lodging and everything. So all of a sudden, someone that lives in, let's say, the UK can attend the event. So I was really nervous that I wasn't going to be able to get tickets. So 4 devices for me. So that was definitely a bit of an experience. And talking about experience, what did you guys think about the RSP process? And is there anything in the variety of the items, not just pins, but items that we had for the RSP? What do you guys think about that?
Hold on, I want to backtrack just for a second. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I wasn't 100% sure that I was going to go to this pin event, so I didn't even log in for about 4 hours later.
Okay.
So, and there were still tickets available.
Really?
And I thought at that point, sure, I'll try. Why not? And was able to get a ticket. Like, pretty quickly, too.
You got to think, like with the virtual event, yes, it's more accessible, but the only really the gatekeeping, for lack of better words, happens at the RSP process,
Right.
Where the virtual event, the tickets itself, all they really need to send out is like those welcome kits, so depending on how many, and those pins are limited release, I think, right? The ones they send out with the welcome kit. So depending on how many pins they made, that's really, for a virtual event, that's the cap. Because they could let people into the event and then just, you don't get anything in the RSP potentially.
So what you're saying, Luke, is you just need to avoid the initial bottleneck of all those people logging in on 4 devices.
You mean me?
But in previous years, I've been a lot of just Florida locals. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I was just saying that I agree with you, because it is, they could open as many tickets as they want.
Yeah.
But then they're still only making 2,000 or 750 or whatever of some of these pins. So the RSP is really where it's at.
Yeah.
With other events, a lot of regular just pass holders might go. Maybe not people who are super pin enthusiasts, but just because they're in the park or they're in the area anyway, they're like, might as well. I get this free pin with it. Why not? So I wonder, how much that plays into it. It was just something I was kind of thinking about.
Yeah, like with the welcome pin and the goodbye pin, they're a limited edition to like the amount of attendees, because really they do it because of the in-person pin events. They could only have so many people there, so they'll do, I believe last year, I forget, it was like either 1,200 or 1,500 for fairy tales. I want to say it was 1,200 for fairy tales. So, and the year before was 1,100. So they kind of upped it. But for the pin event, obviously they could let more people in because nobody's really gathering anywhere. So I have to check and see what the LE size is on the welcome pin. But right, the RSP is really where it's at. It's kind of like LE 500 here, LE 300 here, and that's really where it's kind of like merch pass in a way. But there are so many items on the RSP that I feel that I'm going to be luckier with the RSP than merch pass, because I can put in like for 20 items and I know I'm going to get at least 2. So is there anything that you guys didn't get on your RSP? Which RSP is the random selection process. So basically it's a process really similar to merch pass. There's a catalog of items, mainly pins. I say mainly pins because they also have magic bands. And then you basically put in the items that you want, and you put in your top items and so on, and then they award you the items that you're eligible to get. So pretty similar to merch packs, except that if you are selected for an item, you have things like a couple days to let them know whether you actually want it or not. Otherwise, they're going to charge your credit card, and it is your pin. Unlike merch pass, where you can either go buy it or not, and you can just sit there. But so going back to my initial question, is there anything that you guys didn't get that you wanted to get?
So I had a second Beauty and the Beast pen on my wish list for a friend, and I didn't get that, but I got one. So I was pretty happy overall with what I got.
Sorry, I got everything that I put in except for the one that had the 3 little pins that you could take out.
Oh, yeah,
Is it called
the
Mickey?
guest one.
The guest one, yeah. Yeah, I didn't get that one, but that was the lowest LE that I was going for. I think that one was like $750. And then everything else, I put so much stuff on my RSP and I got all of it. And I also managed to get 3 boxes of the tiny pins too.
Oh, nice.
I wish I had gotten more of those, especially once I found out that about the Hello pen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like the goodbye pin is gonna have the little interchangeable mini pin in there.
Pin can go into that pin.
Yeah. Right. The goodbye pin. Yeah, like
small.
Yeah, I feel like we did pretty good too. The only thing that we didn't get was the Robin Hood pin, and we didn't get the pin set that has Splash Mountain in there.
Oh yeah.
I forget what it was called, but we picked that. So, but that's
the Walt Disney World 5-pin set.
I believe so.
Okay,
I think
I
it was
the Disneyland one, which I am super excited about.
Yeah, that was a really nice set too. I feel like they did like a really good job, and I love castles, so I love that we had so many castle pins in the catalog, and I got the Magic Band too, and yeah, it's pretty expensive shopping experience. But I'm overall pretty happy with everything. Whoa, earmuffs. But overall, I'm pretty happy with how everything went. It was, pretty smoothly. Now, when are we getting these pins? I'm not sure. I'm assuming anywhere between December and January.
So I've heard that a couple of people have already got them.
Okay.
Like have them in hand, and that they're doing. I was talking with a group of pin people on Instagram, and then somebody told me that some people have them, and they're going alphabetically from A to
I
Z.
think I've heard this. Now that you say that. Okay. I'm going to be towards the bottom.
Yeah, I'll be probably post-Christmas.
Yeah.
Like they basically charged your card like a month ago, like way before the event even happened. So I'm like I actually thought they were just gonna send them out way sooner. Yeah, like you guys, there's only one thing on my list I put in that I didn't get, but I just put in for a bunch of stuff. I didn't want all of it.
So I have a theory on why it's taking them so long, but I could be totally wrong. So since it's a virtual event, what if they upped the edition size for their welcome and goodbye pin so they could bring in even more, and they had to wait for some of them to come in?
Maybe. And with what's happening with, like I said, with COVID and things like that, the pin manufacturers might be a little delayed.
They've had to shut down a couple of times.
Yeah, that too. Hey, Victor, kind of mainstream. So, I mean, overall, I was pretty happy with the RSP. Now, I feel like we should actually get more into like the virtual event. Did you guys did the early check-in?
So I tried to. It wouldn't let me. I couldn't get the little check-in button. Mine didn't appear until the next day. And I thought it was just me until I was talking with these pin people a little bit ago. And they were like, oh yeah, we had that issue too. So I couldn't get the first badge, which really, because I'm a completist, so it really bothered me.
Now, did you guys know that you could check in the day before?
I did not. I didn't until I got like an email about it, I think, maybe. But like I was like so busy at work. I wasn't really paying attention.
Yeah,
I logged in, but I also didn't have I logged in when I got the email. But I didn't most of the website wasn't working for me other than the store.
Right,
So
the left-hand store.
A single badge. I did not check in early. I got to shop.
Yeah, like it was just like you. I got the email. I kind of logged in, and then I had a friend that was like texting me, and she's like, "Oh, did you get your badges?" And I'm like, "What?" So then I started kind of like going through the website because the email said something about getting like familiarized with the website and things like that. And then I figured that we had a game in there, which is what Jake was talking about, like the badge game. Did you guys part- like do the badge game? Did you guys get any badges?
I tried to. I had a lot of problems with the website, and I couldn't. It took me until almost the end of day one to figure out where I could look at my own badges because it wasn't obvious. You had to click on your own name, and the only thing that would come up if you clicked on your name was your badges.
Yeah, so the badges. So it was a game where you can earn like badges, like similar to I guess to like a Girl Scout and Boy Scouts. Like you have like badges for doing certain things. So you didn't really win anything, but like bragging rights. like I got badges, you know. So
It sounds like bragging rights would be I got a badge.
Yeah. Yeah. I was able to successfully do something other than shop.
yeah, like there were so many different things you could do. In which brings me to another point. Did you guys think the website was user friendly? Like, what do you think about the layout?
It was ugly. It looked old. It looked so old.
It was horrendous.
It was simplistic, like old HTML that like I learned in high school.
I think they got the designers for like Craigslist to help them out.
That's how I felt about the RSP. It felt clunky and outdated and old. Yeah. It kind of goes back to what Rocky said earlier, and this is true. And you know, when you said it about how they're either the tech's never ready for the events or it's never quite there. And I don't know if I've been rolling this around as we've been talking about it. I don't know if they just don't know it's going to be that busy or they just don't care to invest in it, you know. But typically Disney, the user experience is important to them. So like that's why I question where the disconnect is, you know.
So
I do think that it could be that this was the first time they'd ever done anything like this, right? So the fact that we are feeling that it's clunky, not user friendly, not the greatest experience, having a hard time with all of it is probably things that if we do end up doing it again, I think we will see it be smoother and nicer. And I think it was something that they threw together because they had the pins. They wanted to give the user the experience, you know, because we can't go to Disneyland, because all of these things in the world are happening. They wanted to provide this for us. And all of that being said, granted, I wasn't really able to experience it that much. I think they did a decent job for a lot of people with kind of the time frame and the like, hey, do this, you know, thrown at them.
Yeah, true.
But I think we'll see it. I think we'll see it kind of get better if we see more of these.
I hope you're right. I feel like Disney, as far as the tech department goes, it's their weak spot. It's their Achilles heel. You see it with Shop Disney. You saw it when Disney Plus rolled out. And now with this, they just are not investing the amount of money they need to in their tech department and their internet backbone people and their security people. It's not there. They're not seeing that that's the way the future is going.
Yeah, I agree with what you guys are saying, what Sara said. Yes, it's the first time they're doing this. Like, it's kind of like trial and error. So hopefully, you know, if we do have to go back to another virtual event, or maybe if it's just going to become like a regular thing, besides, you know, the in-person event, maybe this will be kind of like a guinea pig in a way, where next time we have a virtual event, it goes a lot smoother. I did think that the website was not super user-friendly. Like, it was kind of like set up in like an old-fashioned kind of way, but I like, it took me a while to kind of figure it out, and also like the interactive portions of the website to me were kind of like, for example, we had a feature to message people. I thought it was kind of weird that you couldn't write back. I don't know if
You
you guys
messaged somebody, but you couldn't reply.
Correct.
right. So it's like I send you a text message and you can just
What?
see it. So if you wanted to reply, you have to like start a new message. So it's like you're sending a new email or like a new text message each time. You couldn't just reply. So that was kind of like.
Well, and I think even just the activity feed where people were posting things, most people couldn't figure out how to reply because you could hit us hard on it, no problem in that feed, but then you had to actually click on what they had said and it would open up another window and then you could reply. So
Yeah.
You would think like one of the like most powerful corporations in the world that is, that is like a beacon of hope when it comes to ride technology could put together a comprehensive website /app/user experience.
right?
Do we trust the ride technology too much?
Yeah, probably.
That's what I'm questioning.
I love my rides too much. Stop.
No. Yeah.
Like I just think that it really comes down to it being like the first time they do this and just kind of trial and error. And then I'm sure that they got tons of feedback. And hopefully that means that, the next virtual event we have will be, a lot, I guess, a lot smoother, and the interactive portions of it will be a lot just like, I guess, easier to use. But, did you guys play any trivia games? Like, I didn't see any trivia games pop up. Like, I couldn't stay logged in all day, so I kind of jumped in and out throughout the day, mainly on Saturday because Friday I had to work, so I could only jump in during my lunch break. But I didn't see any trivia games. Did you guys find the trivia games?
So I saw that the trivia games were taking place, but unfortunately, because I have 4 kids, I couldn't sit down and play.
So was that during was that in like the activity feed, or where were you?
It was where the polls were.
Okay.
And so it kind of blended in. You thought it was a poll, and then if you clicked into it, if they were actually doing stuff, there would be things there.
Okay, yeah, because I remember hearing about the trivia, but I was like, oh my goodness, I missed it. The only game I played was the badges, the badge game. I got 7.
Barely played it at that. Sounds like.
I got 7 badges though. How many badges?
That's good. Oh,
that's all.
Oh, maybe Jess. Maybe it was you that was saying you could really get it.
I'm really big into being a completist.
Oh my goodness, how many did you get?
17.
Oh wow! Oh, so you had better success. Okay, I thought maybe you guys weren't able to get them.
No, I just couldn't get that first one, and it like really irritated me. I think I got all the other ones.
That's because there was only 24 badges for all participants, and between the 2 of them, they got them all.
Yes. I like that. But like the badges, like I got 7. I couldn't really figure out how to do the rest. I mean, you get some for doing things like checking in, by watching videos, by messaging people, and things like just little things. By doing the polls, you would get like a badge. It was fun, but I couldn't get past 7. So
I messaged me. I could have helped you.
I should have. Oh my goodness! But I mean, that gonna brings me to another thing. The videos. Did you guys watch any of the videos?
I watched all of them.
Luke, Sarah, Rocky.
Oh,
We
It
tried.
wasn't an option for me.
So the videos were kind of
click on the it was like open or view sessions or something like that.
Yep.
And I would click on that and a new screen would pop up and then it would just keep refreshing, and like it would open up multiple tabs of blank website. And it happened for 2 days straight, just nothing. And it would just like, it was auto refreshing at like this speed.
Oh my gosh.
And it was just opening new site of like blank. So I saw nothing.
You didn't miss much.
virus.
I
would have liked to have seen something.
like I saw some of them. I saw the welcome message. I saw the goodbye message. I saw some of the artists. They kind of had like videos talking about like there's just kind of like their stories as like pin artists and things like that. I saw the one with Maria and Jess Willis. And I think I saw another one, and I saw the history of pin trading video here and there. But I think the videos were cool. I just it's not the same as when you are like in an in-person event and you kind of see everything play out, because with the videos you just kind of like there, that's all you have to watch. At the event they do have like panelists talking there and things like that, so you're trading while you're also like watching this or listening to something. So it's a little different, just having the video like there and not really doing anything else. I mean, what did you think about the videos, Jess?
So I felt the first two videos were kind of infomercial-ish. I think they should have used their history of pin trading. That should have been their keynote, like opening number, because that's what the event was about.
Yeah.
All of the talks with like the artist were like 5 minutes or under. There were some talks that were literally 2 minutes long. And I was like, seriously, guys? They did do some cool things with, they were in that 2 to 3 minute range, but they did one for Hong Kong and for Paris, showing some upcoming pins that you didn't see anywhere else on the webpage, which was kind of cool. The panel that they advertised, that they were going to have this big panel discussion, and I went into it thinking it was going to be like a Comic-Con thing where the participants could ask questions, but it was all pre-recorded. Everything was pre-recorded. There was no interaction with people who were there live, so there was no incentive to be live to anything. There were several times in talks where they made reference to a talk that would take place after, which I was kind of like, okay, are we editing?
Continuity errors.
Right.
Yeah, like I'm right now I'm kind of showing everybody what it looked like. So once you logged on to the event, which I was pretty surprised that we can still log in. Like I was still able to log in.
Right.
Not all the features are available, but like you can kind of see the schedule of videos, so you kind of have an idea of how the day would play out. So this was on the second day, which was the 14th. And then like
most
Jess
of these videos that it says that they're 5 minutes were actually between 2 and 3 minutes. The rest of it was just their end screen.
Yeah, so end screen took like it was there for like a while.
Yeah.
I was a little surprised because, like you said, I was expecting some of these videos to be really long, and then you're like, it's just green screen for the last 5 minutes. But again, just little glitches and little things, little kinks that you kind of work out. But it's true what you're saying about the panel, and I think the exciting thing, as you can see, is this live at X time live. It's like, not necessarily live, but like the video becomes available for you to be able to watch it.
So one thing I didn't realize that was brought up to me is depending on which time zone you were in is when the videos were released. So people who were on the West Coast would get messages from people on the East Coast if, like, say a pin was shown or something, and then they'd have to wait until it was that time in their time zone to be able to view the video.
I didn't get to see the history of pin trading. That sounds like it was a pretty cool video, though. From what
that was, I think, their best talk. The panel was also very interesting because they talked about how pin trading came about. The most interesting thing, though, I think that came out of that discussion was the fact that, and I can't remember which person said it off the top of my head, but one of them mentioned that in one of the overseas Japanese parks, pin trading became so popular that they actually had to sabotage it because it looked like a flea market and they didn't like the aesthetic.
Maybe that's why pin trading is not allowed in Tokyo anymore.
Yeah.
Because now they do pins with prizes, but that's it.
Yep. And that just made me really sad and made me wonder is that why we don't trade out the fake pins at Disney World as often is because it's too popular right now and they're trying to downsize it. So
I don't know, but I see this immerse question. What did you like about it? I mean, at the event, it was. I mean, I am really grateful. I mean, we're all grateful that Disney did this. I think that there's some things that could have used a little bit of work, but then again, being the first virtual pin event that they do, I feel like because there was so much hype about it, I think I was expecting a little bit more. I do think that it was great to still bring in the Disney magic to your house, and then seeing these pin artists talk about their designs and learning a little bit about the people that made some of the pins that we have in our collections right now, because a lot of these pin artists have not only done pins for this specific event but other events before. So it was definitely cool learning about that kind of stuff. I just think that there was just so much hype around the pin event that when it actually happened, I think I was a little underwhelmed. Like I just kind of expected a little bit more. I did like the history of pin trading. I think that video was really cool. How they were talking how it kind of started in over here because they went to, correct me if I'm wrong, Jess, because I know you got me on like the facts, so help me out here. So basically pin trading was really popular in like these hot air like balloons like festivals. So they sent one of the cast members with a tiny Mickey hot air balloon pin to kind of give for free at the event and just kind of see how it would pick up. And then he was saying that it went to a point where he was not looking for people to give them the pins, but somehow word spread out throughout the hot air balloon event, and they were looking for him to get that Disney pin. So that's kind of like how they started. I kind of forget the rest, but that really like stuck with me because he showed that very first pin, which I don't know what's the value of that pin at this point, being that it's kind of like what started it all in a way for the whole pin trading event movement. But that's what I most remember about that specific video. Do you remember anything else that kind of like...
I remember them talking about taking their kids to the park and forcing their kids to do pin trading so that they could get other guests interested in what pin trading was, and so they would ask questions. So they would go to the park, put a lanyard on their kid and be like, okay, go trade with that person, and try and get other people to see their kids trading and that their kids were having fun. Like their kids like pin trading and everything, but it wasn't like their idea. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so I thought it was really funny.
Yeah, I mean, I like that everybody can like watch a video and there's like certain things that kind of stick with you that might not be the things that. So I love that we have like the two like different things that kind of like stuck with us. Now, something that I really liked about this is that we were able to have access to the flyers for the upcoming pins, which I'm going to show them in a few seconds, because when you go to like a pin trading night, when you go to one of the big pin events, they have a preview of all the pins and they are in like walls. Typically it's kind of hard to get to them because everybody's in front of them. So yes, so everybody
line.
Yes, there's like a line for you to see these pins. And that actually happened to me. We went to the Disney Pin Trading Night in Orlando back in February, and I really wanted to see the previews of the upcoming pins, but I didn't get a chance to because there was a huge line. Everybody was like on top of the walls and I couldn't see anything. So I did like that I could just actually look at all these pins before most people, right? Because we got early access to these previews, and that I didn't have to like push anybody out of the way so that I could get to these pins. I really did like that. Did you guys go on like the printable art area or the downloadable art area?
I did have access to that.
So I was kind of expecting that they would do what most everybody else does, and that they would do a video of the actual pins for us. So I was surprised that it was just the flyers.
Yeah, they had a lot of I'm so happy that I'm still able I have access to this still.
Right?
So this was the downloadable art area. So there's different things that we could see here. So this was kind of cool. They have coloring pages. So like if you have kids, you can print them out and your kids can kind of just color in these really cool like coloring pages. Just being a little redundant here, but and then you have different things like wallpapers and social media posts and things like that. And I thought that was really cool. But I really liked the upcoming Disney Park pin releases, which I'm going to go ahead and jump onto that page now. It looks like I'm probably staring into space right now, so I'm trying to search for that page. But I'm really excited that we got to see this. So let me see here, part releases. There's so many things coming out. I did notice, let me see here by Coastal, that we don't really have dates for these pins coming out.
And I
Oh, look at those
didn't really
tangled pins.
mind- I didn't even really mind that they were just the flyers, because honestly, when I see pictures from pin events on Facebook, Instagram, whatever, they're kind of hard to see. So with this, I was able to zoom in and kind of actually see what the pin looks like.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I'm glad that we could see this, and like you said, a lot of times we see them on Instagram. It's kind of a little tiny, and it's so cool. There's so much coming up. All these anniversary releases, and they're in both parks. All of that Tangle, Toy Story, Aristocats, Fantasia. Actually, these Fantasia pins are already out, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a couple of them.
And the information. So when you go to, well, I haven't been to one, but when I see the pictures of the pins from the pin events, it's just like on a board with no information. So this says, the edition size and gives a little bit more info about it, and I liked that.
So if you go to the boards at the event and you ask, there's usually something that says whether or not what kind of release it is. But you can also ask the person who is standing there, and they will give you all kinds of information on the pins. You're allowed to, like, if they have a hinge or something, you can open them up to look at the inside and that kind of thing.
That's nice.
Yeah, one of the things I really liked about the online format is that because they mentioned that you'd have access to the site for some time after. At least that was my interpretation of it, at least. So I felt like, even if I wasn't, which I didn't really get to do much on the day of, I was like, at least I get to go back and watch all this stuff with the purchase of the admission. So like, for me, that was a win.
Yeah, that's pretty cool being able to go, wait, what was that thing that they said? And being able to rewatch it.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, that's definitely good. Like with me, I was really concerned that I couldn't really be attending the event virtually on Friday because I had to work. It was only on my lunch break. So I did like the fact that you could go back and just kind of rewatch any of the videos you didn't get to watch, or just kind of explore some more around the website. And I mean, I really think that in that sense, it accommodated people's schedule fairly well. And then, I'm really, really liking having access to these pin flyers before most people, and again, just like Sara said, like having all the information there, the edition sizes, and all that good stuff. And I'm really excited that I'm able to see what the new iCollect pins are gonna be.
Right.
Because are you collecting those too, Sara?
Which one? Sorry,
The iCollect.
I am not.
No. What about you, Jess? Are you collecting the iCollect pins?
I'm not collecting all of them. There are certain ones that I do have, though, and I really want the iCollect holidays one.
Yeah, I have a couple that fit my collection. So there was like a snacks one and then an attractions one. But other than that, I don't collect the things that have been in the iCollect pins.
Yeah,
so
same.
I kind of passed on that set.
It's a great set. Some of them are a little too niche, and I in the beginning I thought about maybe collecting the whole thing, but then a bunch came out in a row that I was kind of like, man, not really for me. And then I lost steam, but I think they're beautiful pins overall.
Yeah, I agree. I really like it because every year I try to pick like one of those like pin of the months, and I try to like pick something to collect every year. And this year, I really like the I collect pins because to me, they're kind of like I don't know, they're like in honor of all the pin collectors and pin traders because it is a little pin book, a little pin bag, and I think that it's just too it's just a way of like honoring, I guess, the pin collector. So I really like that pin. So I'm collecting all those in this series. So I was, really happy with that. And there's so many cool pins that I could keep on like showing. But what did you guys think? I mean, do you think that you would do another virtual event?
I would give them the benefit of the doubt. I'd like to at least have the opportunity this time to be disappointed if I had.
I would totally do it again. I would give them another chance.
Me too.
Yeah. I think it's a learning curve no matter what. You do something for the first time, it's not going to be perfect. We can't hold that against them. They don't know what they're doing either. So we just need to like be positive, give them feedback, and hope for the better.
Yeah, they'll be able to gauge the demand based on this event, which was in high demand. So maybe we can expect more infrastructure and staff to support it to make it more user friendly.
Yeah. What about you, Jess and Luke? You guys would do it again?
Yeah, I guess for me, I like checked my expectations in the very beginning. So like, I knew that I first thought it was be on Saturday, Sunday. When I realized it was Friday, I was like, I might not be able to really attend much. But I was like, hey, at least, with price of admission, you get 2 pins, right? Comes kind of their limited edition or limited release, 2 pins. You can only get them for attending. I don't think my bar was set as high because I hadn't been to a regular pin event. So for me, it was just a new experience. And I was like, oh, I can access the material from way later and I can continuously watch these videos. And like, so I guess for me in that sense, like I kept my expectations quite low and in check. So like there was not much to be disappointed. I was like, ooh, I got access to all these pins that a lot of people wouldn't otherwise. Ooh.
Yeah, like in a way, I feel like I mainly did it so that I could have access to the pins from the event. Do I think that $50 it was worth $50? I think that maybe if they would have made it like $30, that would be more reasonable because when you go to like the physical pin event, last year it was $150. It sounds like a lot, but you did get a lot. With $150, you got a welcome pin, you got a goodbye pin, and you got a pin set, which is part of a scavenger hunt. You didn't even have to do the scavenger hunt. You could just get the pin set. And then you also got a gift card. I think it was like it was $25 or $30. And you're actually there. And you have access to these special boards that you can trade from. That's where you can get your AP pins and your PP pins, which AP is for artist proof and PP for pre-production pins. So I can understand that. But with the $50, really the only thing I'm getting is access to the actual event and access to be able to purchase these pins and a welcome and a goodbye pin, which if I was to buy them, maybe they would cost around $15 each. So that's why I'm thinking that maybe $30, 35 max would probably be more of like an accurate or more fair price than $50 for the virtual event. I don't know if you guys kind of agree with that, but
I do. I thought I was like 50, a little steep. 30 or 40 probably would have been a better price, but I didn't know what the event normally cost. So I guess had I known that, I probably would have been like, oh, that's a steal. But
And I will say that I did this event just because I was able to, right? Yeah. So just because it was now online, and like we said towards the beginning, like we don't plan our trips around the pin events. We don't go for the tickets usually for them. So I would be, if they did another online event, I would decide ahead of time if I really wanted the pins that were offered. So many of the pins from this event were based on other pin events that I hadn't been to. So like a good 70% of the pins I didn't really care for because I didn't go to those other events.
I see.
So if it was something like another Little Mermaid event or like a Space Mountain event, like I'd probably be all in for that. But if it was something that maybe I didn't really collect that much, I probably honestly wouldn't do it again for the cost and what this one was.
Which brings me to another point. I'm just going to show you guys, and then you guys are going to tell me your thoughts about this. So let me go back here. So what do we think about this? So this is next year's theme for the big pin trading event. Hopefully we're able to do it in person. If not, I'm assuming we can expect another virtual event. But what do you guys think about this theme?
I think it looks rad. That's really cool.
Yeah, especially because it's like, Steamboat Willie.
Yeah, nothing evokes like a classic epic battle of titans like Steamboat Willie, but it's really cool.
So I think it's really cool, but I also think it's Disney's way of really bringing Marvel and the comic book superheroes to the pin event in a big way.
I didn't even think about that. That makes a lot of sense.
That's a great point.
The pins I collect, yes, I'm in. That's what it is. I'm in.
Just like I did not think about this at all, and you are totally right. This can definitely be a great opportunity to kind of merge more of what Marvel is into the pin trading, because we are seeing some Marvel pins, but I feel like we don't see them as often as some of the regular pins.
And they just made that change so that they could have them on the hidden Mickeys as well.
Really? I didn't know that. Well,
yeah.
Perfect. I love that you're sharing that here. That is so awesome. And I was just thinking that, we had the designer collection Midnight Masquerade pins in October and November, and this year's series was Disney Villains. So I wonder if next year they're going to do Disney Villains too. And I wonder if they did Disney Villains this year to kind of start the whole mood with the Disney Villains for next year's pin event.
That's what I was wondering when, with all the villain, the pins and the dolls, that when you first pulled this up, I was like, oh, that's a good segue into this. It's just like sliding right into. That's what it reminded me of, at least. Even the color palette, the blue and purple, I feel like kind of is giving me the villain vibes from this release.
Definitely. Yeah. I am really excited to see the catalog. I know it'll be a long time until we see the catalogs for next year's event, but I really like this. I think it's going to be a really fun event. I'm curious to see if they're going to do I don't know if you guys remember the duet pins. I think these came out in 2017, 16. It was a pin that had half of a hero and the other half the villain. So I wonder if we'll do some sort of series like that, if we'll have Gaston versus Beast and things like that. But I'm so excited. I definitely want to attend this. I really hope that they do it in person, and if not, I'll definitely be doing the virtual event. I can only imagine that it's going to be a lot better, and any of these kings that we might have had this time around will be just a lot smoother. But I'm really, really excited for next year's event. So and I'm sure that I'll see you guys all there. If not in person, definitely virtually.
I hope they do a March Madness style bracket of all the heroes and villains, and based on attendees feedback, we see who moves on through the bracket to see who the ultimate hero and villain showdown is.
That would be really cool.
I agree.
There's a channel I watched that basically did something very similar. It's called Magical Adventurers. They did a Disney bracket. They've done heroes or villains, heroes, sidekicks. They're pretty cool. They got some cool stuff going on over there.
Yeah. Are you guys hoping to see a specific villain make the cut, or a specific hero other than, our Mickey Mouse? Are you guys looking to see any specific characters being featured at the event?
I'd like to see a Gaston versus Gaston. It'd be the most Gaston thing to do.
Okay.
I'm really hoping they're going to do Merlin versus Mim.
Ooh.
Okay.
That's good. Yeah, they've done some Merlin and Mim things.
Yeah,
before.
I have the duos, or the dueling pins. Yeah.
Yep, I have both of those too, actually, I believe.
Yeah, I see Frog Prince is saying Dr. Facilier. I think this event is gonna be great. Let me go ahead and stop sharing this so that we can go back to like seeing each other's faces. But yeah, I'm definitely really excited for next year's theme. I think it's gonna be really fun. It's definitely a really fun theme. So strive to do better. Says anything Hades. Yeah, I
Oh,
really
yeah.
think it's cool they including more of Hades now too with the Disney Designer Collection, Midnight Masquerade. He kind of closed the whole collection with the Hades pin in dolls. And with that said, we're pretty much at the hour. I feel like time flies when we're having fun.
Yeah.
So what I want to do.
Getting included on the
I
event.
didn't even notice.
Sorry. Hi.
Oh, pupper.
Aw, so cute. Do you guys have any like final thoughts on the event? Anything else you guys want to say about the virtual pin event? Anything that you liked, or anything that you think we could improve on, or a favorite part, or any takeaways from the virtual event?
We should all collaborate and do a community pin event where we get a bunch of fantasy artists, a bunch of small shops, and a bunch of YouTube and Instagram personalities to put on panels to talk about the creation of all that, and then host it on Discord or something, a technology that's not going to crash if we have hundreds or thousands of people.
Yeah, a free technology that won't crash. What a concept.
What I just heard is Rocky's going to start working on creating that.
Okay.
I'm totally in if he does it.
Yeah, let me know.
Creators that I've interviewed, and it's so cool to hear their process.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm definitely down. If you guys are putting something together, let me know. See you later.
Signed up for a bunch of work, it sounds like.
Yeah, so any other final thoughts on the events that you guys want to add? Luke, Jess?
I know I'm echoing, sorry.
You're good.
But I really enjoyed the event. I'm big on knowledge and on how people create things. So I enjoyed that aspect of it. I just wish there would have been more.
I gotcha. Something that it's gonna sound really silly, but that I looked because when you signed up for the event, you had an option to make your name public or not. Which Sarah and Rocky, I couldn't find you guys on the list, so I don't know if maybe a review mark where it says that it was in public, because I could find Luke. Jess, I forget if I saw you there, but something that I wanted to do is I want to go on. I went on the list of like messages, and you see everybody that was attending that had their name public, and I thought that was kind of cool because in a way I was like, oh, I know him, or I know her. So that I thought that was kind of silly, but it kind of made me feel like I was at the event,
A little bit more
recognizing
togetherness.
people. Yeah.
So I had my name public, but I used my actual name, not Dizney Jess.
Your first name isn't Disney?
No.
My
My
reality
parents
is
totally messed that up.
just totally thought your name was Disney.
Like I looked you up in the R's and in the M's, Josh, and I couldn't find you. So I don't.
Oh.
So I don't know. Maybe I didn't look hard enough. But I found Luke.
I don't even remember setting that up. So.
And I found Luke, and I found Ryan, and I found some of my other pin trading friends. So that's why it was kind of cool. Like, yeah, that kind of sense of togetherness, and that everybody's like there, and seeing some familiar faces, kind of names. So I thought that was kind of cool. So I mean, there's definitely some things that I like, some things that I think could use some improvement. But overall, I think it was a neat experience, and I'm just happy that Disney was able to still give us a pin event, even if we were not able to be there physically. But
yeah, actually, fun fact, Mel, I think the first time I ever saw you on YouTube was on Ryan's pin event video where you guys did like a mystery unboxing. Was that his video? Or
yeah.
was it Sarah?
So Sarah Beth was in there too. So we did the.
Not me, Sarah.
No, Sarah Beth.
I've never been to a pin event.
So it was the one in February, Cinderella's 70th anniversary like pin trading night.
Okay.
And then we were opening the mystery pins, and Ryan was getting ready to open his pins. So we did it with him. It was myself, Sarah Beth, and Laura from the Jody and Laura Live. So we all
yeah, that's right.
yeah. So we all opened pins on Ryan's channel.
It was before I knew any of you, and I'm pretty sure that was the first time I saw it because they had everyone's name on there. I'm pretty sure I went and found everyone's channel from that video.
Yeah, that was definitely a fun night, and I keep on telling Laura and really Ryan and Sarah Beth that I did more socializing that night than pin trading. I was just saying hi to everybody and just kind of
But that's part of the fun, I mean, that's I don't know. I identify with that.
Yeah, it was definitely fun. So I'm really looking forward to when we're able to go back to the Disney parks and then just do these events in person, because it definitely it's like being part of a family, and then you kind of see people that you're already friends with through pins. For example, something that all of us here have in common is that we all like pins, we all trade pins, we all collect pins. So it definitely I feel like pin trading has brought so many people together, and it's just a big pin family, as corny as that sounds.
It's definitely kept us sane as we've had to stay indoors for the better part of a year.
Right.
Yes.
I think it would have been really cool if they had opened up some kind of Zoom conferences.
Yeah.
Yeah, breakout
rooms.
Breakout rooms. Yeah, breakout sessions.
Small, you would have to sign up for them, but you could be like Mel, if I knew that you were going, I could join in and we could chat about the pin event.
Okay.
With maybe only because Zoom calls can get a lot. So 10 people maybe would per little breakout, but it could be about a specific topic or things like that would be pre-scheduled. But I think something like that would be a lot of fun to incorporate in this, because that's Zoom is life now.
Yeah, just have a single person be a moderator, right?
Yeah.
On topic. Have a list of questions that would go out to everybody in advance, and then
literally what we're doing right now.
Yeah, I went to a professional training event I don't know, a few months ago, and that's exactly how it was. It's if they're a very, it's not a nonprofit, but they're not this big organization, and they were able to produce a better virtual event. So I'm come on, Disney, the resources are out there, But yeah, breakout sessions. I think if you could submit questions for the speakers, maybe if that was more same thing moderated somehow. I don't know how. Maybe you could submit them before and they would read them
ahead of time before they filmed it.
Yeah, or they actually did it live. They filmed them live and they could live respond or something. Maybe you could queue up to submit questions and maybe they randomly select questions. Who knows? But I'm sure they could do something to be. It's they tried to make it interactive, but it just missed a little bit, So, but I'm sure I think the idea at least is there,
Yeah.
And there was, I don't want this to sound super negative, because for me, there was a lot of wins, the fact that I was able to go and I normally wouldn't be able to, the fact that I had access to all these pins, I thought that was great, Yeah. So for me, it was a huge win, but I know a lot of other people were a little bit disappointed.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a win. The point is that I was concerned that we were not going to have anything at all. And I'm thinking, this year is a great theme. It's the 20th anniversary of pin trading. We need to have something. So I was really looking forward to the event, since last year when it was announced at Fairy Tales that this year's event was going to be the 20th anniversary of pin trading. So I was really looking forward to that. So I'm just happy that they still gave us something. And I definitely think this is something that they can definitely take some notes from everybody's feedback and just kind of make the next virtual event that much better. And then hopefully, I'll see you all there. And then if it's in person, that'd be amazing. And if it's virtually, hopefully, like you guys said, we can do something similar to a Zoom meeting or something where we can kind of see each other and then just be like, Jess, I just got my 10th badge,
And then Jess be like, no, I need to have more badges, all the badges.
I know. but it was definitely fun. And I don't want to keep you guys all night. So with that said, I'm just gonna go around and ask everybody what you guys have coming up. So Mr. Luke, you are first. What do you have coming up on your channel this week?
Yeah, so this week, I had a video came out today, and then I'll have another one later in the week. It's gonna be Downtown Disney vlog because they opened up Buena Vista Street in California Adventure. So it's my first time officially back in a Disney park since the pandemic, so should be exciting.
That's definitely exciting. And Jess, what about you? What do you have coming up on your channel this week?
So I had Magic Launch Bay came, like I had an unboxing of them on Friday. Saturday was a planning spread collaboration that was Beauty and the Beast themed. Tomorrow I have a pin trading loop, and then I'm going to take a couple days. And at the end of next week, I have a Etsy shop highlighting different places for Cyber Monday, which I think some of you other people are involved in. Ooh. And the beginning of my Vlogmas because it's starting early.
Well, that's awesome. And what about you, Sarah and Rocky? What do you guys have coming up on your channel?
Oh, we've got some good things. We've got a pin tag for the month of November that Pauline put on over at Mouse and Mermaid. That's a lot of fun. The people spoke in an earlier video that we did about a Bibbidi box unboxing, and I pulled the trigger. So I got a video coming out about an unboxing for me this time. And
that's exciting.
Video about Etsy shops and local content that's being made.
And pin unboxings.
And lots of pin unboxings.
Right.
Well, that's exciting. So with me, I'm part of the same pin loop that Jess was talking about. The first video came out yesterday, Friday, the 20th. So we're gonna have a video every day. So make sure you guys tune in. My video was the first one yesterday. Urban Leah's LM's video was today, and Jess's video is tomorrow. So definitely make sure you guys tune in so that you can see all these awesome people trade from a book, which is something that Luke will be doing sometime next year as well with a similar collaboration. And it does have a giveaway. It is a lot of good Disney merch that's going to be given away. So definitely make sure you tune into all the videos. Today, I did put out a video of all the pins from the Disney Designer Collection Midnight Masquerade Villain. So I was able to get all the pins. So I kind of show that haul on my channel today. Tomorrow, Sunday, I do have Disney Collector Chat. It's going to be on my channel tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific. That's going to be with Lizzie. So we're going to be talking about all the Disney collector news. And then this week I also have a video coming out where I'm showing the latest Disney Castle collection pins and ornaments, which features Snow White. And then next week on Friday, we do have the small shop collaboration that was put together by Day Trip in Disney. That's coming out on Saturday. And on Sunday, I have Year of the Year. So a lot of stuff coming out this week.
Wow.
Yes. Busy. And guys, if I don't talk to you before that, I'm sure I'll talk to you before that. I hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving. Thank you everybody that is in the chat. Rushing to Disney, Josh Goes to Disney, Perfectly Cat, Strive to Do Better, The Frog Prince Blog, Mickey Sightings, Two Boys and Their Pops, Rachel Loves Disney, Disney Merch, McDorks, everybody that came here today. Thank you so much. Luke, Jess, Rocky, Sarah, thank you so much for accepting my invitation. It was definitely.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, well, thank you for coming. It was definitely a lot of fun. Everybody, happy Thanksgiving. And I'll talk to you guys backstage. And everybody, have a great Saturday. We'll see you guys soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Everyone.